everybody. Hi. Thank you. How are you guys? I was watching this documentary on the meat industry, and doesn't it feel like the smarter that an animal is, like the tastier it is? You know, it goes fish, turkey, cows, and then pigs are like the smartest animal, and they're also the tastiest, you know? So imagine how delicious like a Chinese boy is, right? You know what I mean? If you ever see like a tiny little Asian boy and he's playing like level 900 of Candy Crush, you're gonna wanna cook and eat that kid because he's very tasty. Thank you. I think about that stuff a lot. Like sometimes I'm like, what if in the future all the racial stuff is just directed at robots? Because they're gonna be taking all the jobs, you know? Like I'm gonna be some angry old man. I'm gonna be like, yeah, these things, they come to this country and they take all the work from Americans like me and Juan and Wang and Eduardo and, you know how long Habib has been out of work? Because some bolt bucket took his job? My daughter's like, Dad, you shouldn't say bolt bucket. I'm like, no, I will say bolt bucket, Caitlin, all right? You don't know them like I do. I'll tell you what, you ever bring home a bolt bucket, I'm gonna disown you. You understand me? I hate these robots having sex with our women. It makes me sick. Thanks. I've had like every job though before comedy. I used to be a waiter for a couple years, and I had this manager one time. He was training me, and he was like, "Yeah, no, I believe any monkey can do this job, but we hire you because of your personality." But I thought it was kind of strange that he said any monkey, because the saying is a monkey can do this job. So I was like, this guy just thinks different monkeys can do different jobs. Like he's like, yeah, this job's easy. Any monkey can do it. I used to work at Applebee's. Most monkeys are probably capable of a job like that. You know, I think it might be hard for like a lemur or a spider monkey, because those are very tiny monkeys. And we kept our forks really high off the ground, you know? I'm having a good year, though. I quit smoking, and thank you. But I know I needed to quit because cigarettes are like the only vice that don't have their own magazine. Like everything else has one. There's like beer and wine magazines. There's a cigar aficionado. But you never even meet like a cigarette aficionado. Like some guy who's like, yeah, this cigarette's one of my favorites. It's actually got little glass pieces in it that cut up your lungs, let more nicotine flow through your body. And this pairs nicely with malt liquor and getting fired from the post office. Something about me, I have a brother who's mentally challenged. He has severe autism. And one thing I'm not that crazy about is like when actors play mentally challenged in movies, and then we all have to act like they're geniuses, you know? Because if you saw some like 12-year-old kid pretending he had Down syndrome or something, you'd be like, hey, stop that. But you should be like, hey, keep practicing. They'll throw a bunch of money at you someday and say that you're brilliant, you know? And a friend of mine, like when Sean Penn was in that movie I Am Sam, she was like, oh, he should have won the Oscar for that movie. Like he played a mentally challenged guy for a whole movie. And I was like, my brother has to play a mentally challenged guy for 34 years or however long they live. Like, why are you impressed by that, you know? She was like, because he worked really hard, he spent time with mentally challenged people. And I was like, well, how do you know they wanted to spend time with Sean Penn, you know? Imagine you're mentally challenged and here comes Sean Penn, like following you around, taking notes. I'd be like, please get away from me. I want nothing to do. I'm trying to color today, okay? That's why I think a guy with Down syndrome should play Sean Penn when they make a movie about his life. Maybe acceptable. Thank you. I don't know. I guess I play devil's advocate a lot. I saw this story in the newspaper the other day, and the headline of the article was worst pedophile, and it was about a guy. They think this guy had over 100 victims, you know? But I was like, that's not really the worst pedophile when you think about it. You know, that guy's like the best pedophile. because let's just give credit where credit's due here. You know, I think this guy's very good at being a pedophile. To me, the worst pedophile sounds like a guy who, like, can never get his van to start. You know? He just buys, like, the worst candy. Like, he shows up at the playground with, like, black licorice and circus peanuts. And he's like, what kids don't like Necco wafers? I don't understand. Or if he's the worst pedophile, he probably doesn't even have candy. He's probably got, like, raisins and trail mix. And WNBA cards, you know? He's like, you guys like lady basketball? The kids are like, no, we don't want to see your gerbil, okay? Please stop trying to have sex with us. All right, you guys were fun. Thank you so much. Shut the mic.